Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Her Healing Lounge. I'm Ladina,
I'm Terica B.
and we're here at Midwest Lake Studios. And today we're talking about waiting to exhale when Superwoman needs a break.
Superwoman needs a break.
Have you been feeling like Superwoman lately?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Blessed, of course, but baby, yeah.
So, have you taken a break?
I have. If that's something that I've learned to accept and be more comfortable with is one, it's okay that you're tired and you need a break, and really trying to find the balance in between work and life. So it's I've been very intentional about that.
When do you know that it's time for you to take a break? Like, when does your body tell you? Do
Hmm.
your friends tell you? Or what are your signals?
All of the above, because I get real bitchy. Like I get real like short fused. I notice that I start bickering a lot. I notice that the smallest thing can like tip me over. I just get very overstimulated. And for me it's like, okay, it's time to do the things that you know to do when you know you need to take a step back. So I can typically tell in also the tension in my body when I'm less flexible. Like I notice that literally when I am being into fitness, I'm typically pretty flexible or energetic. So when I start to feel like my muscles are tight or there's a lot of tension, it's like, when is the last time you slowed down? My body will tell me in all type of ways.
So, what about people that aren't so in tune with their bodies? Like, what do you think are some signals besides that?
Um, I think that overstimulated has become one of the popular words that as women we're using a lot more. That I'm starting to see it. And I feel like, yeah, that's like when you can just tell, like when you're on edge, when you're that boiling pot. So it's like when you start to feel like it's harder to get grounded, that's when you can start asking yourself, when is the last time you taken a break? When was the last time you taken a step back? When was the last time that you did something for you?
And what do you do to make sure you're filling your cup back up?
Lately, it's been baths. Like I know, like I've been more of a shower girl, and you take your baths every now and then. But like I be needing to really take, I call it a spiritual bath, where I include my herbs, my oils, like really set the intentions, even praying over my water. If I do that twice a week, that goes a long way for me, and that's something that I literally like just discovered within the past 30 days. Like really being intentional about soaking in the tub is like a cleanse.
Mhm.
So yeah.
So, to you, is self care something that you have to do for yourself, or is it something that someone else could do for you? Like, do you give someone the instructions? Can you
Nah,
get these
it's all
herbs for
me.
me? Put this in my bath water. None of
No,
that.
because I feel like it takes away from the intention. Like when I don't do it, because and it's funny. I was just talking about this. I feel like nobody around me, which is I've learned. It shows my growth, but my environment, like nobody's really on the same timeline that I'm on. And I used to allow that to deter me from my timeline or feel like I'm not in alignment with the people around me. When honestly, it's like, no, let them be them. They're on their timeline.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm probably the only one that's just like, what's a spiritual bath? Girl, what? Like, what is that? So, or, when I'm taking the extra time in the rising too, before I touch my phone, I got to pray. I have to set some intentions. I have to maybe have my tea or maybe stretch or, take a shower. Listen, a shower in the, that'd be my thing, just get in there and sit. I have like a seat in my, a built in like seat. So I just sit there and just taking that moment. And it's like that stuff only I can do. Like that's not nothing that I could hand off to someone else. It's like my thing, my time. And this is stuff that I feel like I got divine guidance to do. So yeah.
Do you feel pressure from like the position that you hold? Like, do you think that people look at you like you maybe don't deserve it or are envious of how you got it? And so you kind of have to keep this front up sometimes to protect yourself?
Oh, girl, you eating with these questions. Um, cause that was another thing I was just talking about. There was like three parts to that question though. So if I get a part, let me know. Forget a part. Um, I did used to feel very pressured. And I used to get very irritated and annoyed by feeling like the smartest one in the room, so to say. Um, until I started to realize like I was legit taking my kid for granted. If I put you in a room full of people that, in which we all appreciate this at times, but if I put you into in a room full of people that have already arrived, it's like, what do you have left to give? You know, versus I put you into a room full of people that are trying to arrive in a place that I've helped you get to. And I'm referencing God, y'all, like talking to me. If I put you into a room where people have already arrived, like you really don't serve the purpose that I need you to serve there, versus I gave you this wonderful gift to be able to speak, talk, and behave in a way that shows that the kingdom is very much so still alive. So it's like you have to be grateful for these things instead of feeling like, like I get annoyed. It's like, you know what? I'm grateful that I've arrived in a place to where I can help my community, you know, or and community even in my household. You know, I'm grateful that, you know, I can be the type of mom now that has grace and allow my kids to have a voice because I didn't grow up with that. Even before I get annoyed and be like, listen, you know all the shit we got to say to our kids. You know, we be getting them together when they on our nerves, and you know, so really just extending that grace, or even in a relationship. You know, I'm grateful that I can be in a place to where my man could be like, you showed me so much, like you helped me grow in so many ways, versus being annoyed because he hasn't arrived to a place that I feel like he should be at. So just really those expectations of other people and really seeing clearly like I put you here to be able to do this. So don't get frustrated. Fill your cup up and then pop out with what I know you to know. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel a lot of times like the only way to allow yourself to properly fill the cup up is gratitude,
Yes.
because anything else is being ungrateful for
Yep.
what we've been given. So
Mm-hmm.
even though it's a lot of pressure, even though it's everyone coming to you, like even with you teaching a class, you're the
Mm-hmm.
source of a lot of people's
Yeah.
refill for them
Yeah.
for their cup.
Yeah.
So you're pouring into so many
That
cups at the
big.
same time.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for saying it like that. Because sometimes we forget when we're in it. Yeah, you're right. I'm grateful.
So how do you balance the adversity and keep your grit?
You know, being back home, and this is something that I haven't necessarily spoke on as of yet in anywhere. Being back home has its pros and its cons. You know, there's far more pros. I'm very grateful to be home. I missed it very much and everything that's connected to me here. However, I realized the other day because I went out. I went out and you probably saw this status, and I just was like, what am I doing here? I felt so out of place. I mean, it was beautiful. I was glad to see everybody having a good time, but I personally, I wasn't enjoying myself. And it was just another moment for me to realize where I've arrived. And it's just like, I realized too that some of that anxiousness that I was feeling was from some of the experiences I had before I left. And those experiences looked a whole lot like I'm into it with this person. I don't know this person, but she know this person. She mugging me, and I'm feeling all this tension, and I'm just at the grocery store, or I'm out here, and I'm thinking I'm talking to I didn't met somebody new, and we didn't clicked it off, and I maybe shared something personal with this person, and my business is out. It come to find out this person was connected to the op. So they went in, started pillow talking somewhere else, and now it was me going somewhere and coming outside and seeing something done intentionally to my car, or me going somewhere, or just think it started to get very hard to be outside because unfortunately, like we kind of spoke about on the last podcast, when I blew up and things, which I didn't look at it like that, but that people look at it differently. The name that I had built for myself, it brought on a lot of hate and it brought on a lot of negativity, and it did bring on a lot of adversity. So where I felt like it was very hard for me to just be myself, and so I started to hide. Like I started to feel like I didn't belong, and I started to feel like I needed to get away, and it like literally pushed me out of the city to where I felt like I needed to gain some type of peace that I wasn't going to get here. And I didn't realize at the time that you build peace wherever you at. You know, I had to go away and kind of learn that. I learned so many things while I was away. You know, I needed to get away just to learn that it don't matter where you at. So, like, to see how I deal with, because I still feel that energy when I'm out and when I'm doing things and when I'm around certain people, but I stand above it now versus letting it push me away, or not want to be a part of something, or not want to be in certain rooms. Of course, I still pick and choose my environments and wherever I step into. However, if I decide to step into these places, first of all, I'm already praying over my spirit. God protect me. Anybody with ill will, any whatever, block it. But at the same time, knowing that there's a possibility for that, I walk in with my head held high. The way that I see things, like, I don't even see that. Like, I don't even feel that. I don't even pay attention to it. I've already created like this bubble around myself to where in every room, even though you may have some haters, you may have some negativity, you may have some adversity, there are people that love you. There are people that really, look up to you. There are people who want to see you win. Just focus on that. And that's something that I didn't, it was so overwhelming for me at the time because I hadn't arrived into the place that I've arrived now, to have that realization. So it's like now I keep God first. I pray for my protection, and I show up like that girl, like regardless. And it really has done a huge transformation. I mean, I know people hear me say now, like, I don't go out, I don't do nothing, which is true. But there are some things that I do come out and do, and that is the ritual I kind of have to do over myself before I even leave the house. I'm praying over myself. I'm setting the intentions so that I can come out and have a good time. And I used to just be out here loosey goosey, out here with people, not praying over myself, not protecting myself, not doing the things, and it impacted me. So I just feel like I have a stronger foundation, and of course it all boils down to just that relationship with God.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important to choose your out. Like,
right.
When you decide
That's
to
that
go
issue
out,
made.
like, choose
Yep.
where you're gonna go, and every outside is not the same. So all of them may not be meant for you anymore.
Yeah.
And when you go, take your world with you.
Yes.
So we have this cup that we're pouring from, but sometimes maybe it's not so bad to for your cup to run empty because it's like a reset.
Mm-hmm.
So empty it out and refill it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put new wine in old wineskin.
Yes.
So refilling your cup with the world that you want to take with you everywhere you go. And then when you go outside, it really doesn't matter what you run into.
Yeah.
Like, they have to get permission to enter into your world.
I like that. Come on, permission. Yep.
So what about when you're facing deadlines as a business owner? How do you maintain your responsibilities when you feel like drained and you're taking your exhale and you're like, I wasn't done exhaling. It's not time yet, but it has to be time.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it a being with you. I really do feel like time isn't real. And I'm coming again. That's another place that I'm arriving. With me feeling like time isn't real, I also believe that everything is going to work in my favor in divine timing. So the way that I move now, which I am, of course, this is the thing, I'm a free spirit. So having discipline sometimes can be a challenge because I go a lot off of my feelings. So if I wake up and I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it. But there has to be some balance between, there's certain things that even when you don't feel like it, you have to do it. So, in those moments, I pray for strength. I pray for a supernatural strength because, baby, some days I really just don't have it. So for me, it looks a whole lot like not trying to do everything in a day. And if that means that taking the most important things and then transferring the rest over to the next day, giving myself that grace, because I am a generator. Literally, that is my human design. And I don't know if y'all get into y'all human designs, but I am a generator by makeup. So that means that I will outwork the average person on an average day. But when I am tired, I am tired. And sometimes that may take me 2 or 3 days. It may take me a week to where I have to plug into my own self. Because as a generator, people plug into you. And they fill up off of your energy source. And I have to say, okay, where's my generator? I'm my own generator. So I have to unplug and plug into myself. So, I am getting closer to the place to where I can say it's on my calendar, so I have to do it. You actually, you and that Google Calendar, you have gotten me in line with that, and I really appreciate it because it has helped me to apply that in all my other areas. I'm like, what's your email? If it ain't on my, because if it ain't on my calendar, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna forget. So, I have really been doing good with that as far as saying if it's on my calendar, but I didn't even use that. I just be willy-nilly out here and wrote it down in one of my several journals and forgot about it and all these different things. So if it's on my calendar, I'm gonna do it. If it's not on my calendar and it's something that I just randomly said, you should do this today, whether it's filling out a grant, whether it's watching a YouTube video about marketing, whether it's whatever it may be, if I am already tired, it got to go on the next day. It wasn't on my calendar, so it wasn't important. And if you were already tired, do not overextend yourself. Do not stretch yourself too thin. So, finding that balance, like I said, using your calendar. But if it ain't on your calendar, ask yourself, do you really have the capacity for this today? Because if you overwork yourself today, tomorrow you're going to feel like you don't want to do nothing at all. Mm-hmm. So half and half is better than all and then nothing. So, yeah, that for me, it's just been really finding that balance between being a free spirit and being disciplined.
So I totally agree about time not being real.
Yeah.
So everything is really like based on you have to feel good. Mm-hmm. Nothing good is going to come to you if you're not making sure you're feeling good. However, we are currently in a world where if you're not homeschooling your children, they have rules that they're expected to be governed by with the schools that they're at and things like that. Mm-hmm. How do you, as a mother, maintain your free spirit and allow your children to have that free spirit and still keep the discipline of school and society and rules and things like
that? The first thing I thought about is last year when my daughter was just really exhausted. Honestly, this was before we came back home. We both were. And I started allowing like mental health days. Like I started being real intentional about that when it came to her. Like when I could just tell that she was just over it, I would allow her that day. And most people are like, is she sick? Her needs to be at school. If she ain't coughing, that I'm like, no, but here's the thing. She is sick. She's mentally tired. That is an illness. Or if it is, it will manifest into one. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I'd rather her have that day where she can rest so that the rest of her week can be grand, and I actually was giving her that grace before I was giving it to myself. So it just was like, I saw where it was very effective for her. There's been times where we going on vacation, and if that means that you need to miss Tuesday and Wednesday of school, then that's just what it is, because those memories will never, nothing beat those memories, that we are able to finally, because for a long time, I remember we couldn't afford to go anywhere. We couldn't afford to trip. So now it's like that we have that if we need to take a few days to go and do that, to build family time and to build connection, I feel like that is going to serve you much better, later on down the line. And even when it comes to like chores and the stuff around the house, like I know we have deadlines for our kids too, where it's like, every day of the week you are to do this at this time, and you have your things. I have a whole little chore list on the refrigerator. But if I can tell that she is just over it already from school is a lot. So coming home and then having to figure, I really don't stress it as much. Now you got 24 hours to get your shit together though. Like that's it, because by tomorrow this needs to be done. And I allow myself that same grace when I'm going through it, whether it's sadness or whatever. You got 24 hours to feel it. And then it's over with. You got to get up and keep going. So that has actually brought me and my teen closer. And it has allowed, it heals me to handle her that way, because nobody handled me that way. You're going to do what I say when I say do it. You're going to sit down. You're going to shut up. I'm big, you little. And I'm grown and you're not. Like, that's just kind of how the environment was. So allowing her the same grace that I would give to myself, and allowing her to be a human rather than just a kid, it really does. It helps us a lot.
Do you involve your children in your brand?
Girl, I be trying. Now, my son, he's still young, and he's a football kid, so he has a lot of energy. So when me doing fitness, he loves to go to the gym with me. He loves to, do the things. Y'all be seeing him. He come to my classes with me. He's seen me record a podcast. So we here with it. He can be a lot because he's hyper, but at the same time, I appreciate it. Now my daughter, it's hard to get her out the house. She's very much so introverted. My kids are the split between me. I'm introverted and extroverted. My son is extroverted all the way, and my daughter is introverted all the way. So getting her out of the crib can be difficult. Getting her to, and she is, and I'm studying my daughter human design. She is a projector. Projectors are lazy as shit. It is so hard getting projectors to be physically active in anything. So trying to get my daughter to work out with me ain't gonna happen. If it does happen, she got attitude, and at that point, girl, I'm still trying to get myself to be disciplined. So dealing with your attitude, never mind, stay in the bed. I'm just gonna go by myself, And I probably can be stronger there, but I'll give in every time. When she got the attitude, you know what, baby, don't worry about it, you got it. She know I'm just gonna give her a little attitude. She ain't gonna make me go. That part, and then the dance part. Here's the thing, and this is something that I've never really spoke about, and I think I'm still trying to figure it out. My daughter is very much so like, she kind of white girlish. She very preppy, and I don't know where she get that from because me and her daddy are definitely on a ghetto end. And we got some classiness to it, but she's just all that. Even when she talks, she's very proper. She's very that. So imagine trying to get her to come and sit in on me teaching a twerk class. And then the music, she like, this shit ghetto. Like, I don't want to see. She can't stand it. When I had my studio, she would be like, Mama, you talented and you can dance, but I'm ready to listen to some Billie Eilish. I want to hear Taylor Swift. Like, I'm ready to go home and play on my game and listen to anime, watch anime. Like, that's just not her thing. And I used to get offended. Because I used to be like, girl, this is the shit that's buying you all that shit you want, and you can't even support me. Like, not even really support me, but more so like, she has, like, I couldn't get her to be at the cash register ringing up products. She's like, I don't want to do it. Like, it was just really hard to put. But then I stepped away out of myself and stepped into, one, what she may have been feeling, and two, how that would have felt for me at her age with, the environment that I was in, being forced into something that I'm not interested in. I allowed her the space, and I stopped taking it so personal. And with time, I learned that she can draw her ass off. She can probably build her own app. She is amazing with software. She can probably more than likely write her own movie. She's really into, if she gonna ask you, if you ask her to watch a movie, who created it? Was it Pixar? Was it, she named all them, like, who are these, she knows the directors. Like, she will sit and watch the credits and go and research and figure. She's really into that type of stuff. So it's like, when I detached her from what I was passionate about and allowed her the space to get into her own passions and her own time frame and her own timelines, it actually brought out something really dope in her. So yeah, it was just like, it's a thing. So honestly, we're all different. We are all different. It's beautiful, and it puts me in a space to where it's like, it's hard to really include my kids in what I do. And I see other people and they like making these videos, well, oh, my daughter in the gym with me, mommy and me workouts. I tried that. I tried the mommy and me podcast. I don't know if you saw that like a year or so ago, where we would do like cute little TikToks, da 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 da. Eventually, she was like, I don't want to do it no more. I don't like it. I can't get her to record no videos. Ain't no TikToks. You gonna really see her. She don't want to dance. She don't want to be on camera. She has the Instagram, but no face. She don't want to she don't want her as beautiful as she is. She do not like the camera. So yeah, man,
I think it could be an age thing too.
Really?
Because when I started the magazine, my son was a baby, and he went everywhere with me. I mean, he wanted to wear his leak shirts to school. Aww. If I got a new color, he wanted a new color. Yeah. But I don't remember what age it was, but then it was like, don't take my picture. I don't want to go. Yeah.
Really?
It was so much, and it hurt my feelings, and I would say the same thing, like, this is how I take care of you. Yeah. This is how we have everything we have. This is how we do everything we do. Mm-hmm. And it kind of has come full circle because now he's always with me again. Mm-hmm. And people are like, you're the same. You've grown up so much. You're the same little boy I remember. He's like, who was that? Who is like, that? Brandon, no, they're right. Like, they saw you when you were 2-3 years old. They feel like they know you. And they're proud of you just like me. So
Yeah.
I look forward to, I hope he stays on this track and I can pass him things, and it just seems like he appreciates it more. He
Yeah.
takes care of it like it's his, because that's who I did it for in the first place.
Right. Yeah. Is he going to get it? I didn't know that. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I thank you for that. I pray that mine's come back around full circle because right now she ain't fucking with it at all.
So I think the process of filling your cup, the process of balance, and just how we exhale is a little bit different as entrepreneurs. And I'm interested to see, like, what is your take on this? Like, how the people that are watching this
Yeah.
outside of us, like, how do you guys feel about knowing when to exhale? What's your ritual?
Yeah.
Tap in with us in the comments and just
Please.
let us know, like, what do you do? Maybe we can take some suggestions from you.
Right. Let us know what y'all be doing. Like, definitely let us know. Cause cause it's hard out here. So we all can pull and take from one another for sure.
And I feel like maybe on the next episode, it's time to talk about, like, how do we balance all these things with a mate or dating or.
Yeah. We all know having a partner is a whole nother kid. So, yeah, it is. It is. Brother, and it goes both ways. I mean, I would say so for me, because you need to treat me like your little girl. I want to be princess.
Yeah.
And the same vice versa. So,
yeah. So I think we need some input from you guys, though. I think this is the part where you guys give us your insight.
yes.
And make sure that you're in our group and following Her Healing Lounge on Instagram.
Yep.
And what else?
Our group is on Facebook. So, yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram. And then on Facebook, make sure you're tapping into Her Healing Lounge, because we like to hear y'all feedback. Also, there's a way for you guys to post, y'all, I'm good. I'm going to try to say this word anonymously. Did I say that right? Okay. I've been trying, y'all. Listen, so there's a way for you to post things on there. So if there's something, a topic or a question or just some help or some insight that you guys want to get from us, use that, because I personally love helping people. I love bringing perspective into things. A lot of times it just takes a mindset shift. So put it in there. We will make it a topic, or we will just on that post help you. DM us. I'm gonna speak for myself. I don't want to offer nobody stuff, but DM me. I don't mind. For now, DM me. I just love to help, and I just love to talk to people. Hence why we have this platform. So.
And last thing, make sure you guys check out Her Home Design. They staged this beautiful set for us, and we appreciate them so much. They do remodeling.
Yep.
They stage homes for Airbnbs, for real estate renovators, and real estate agents. So check them out. And their first episode of their podcast is coming up.
Hey.
So, Her Home Design. We love you guys.
We love you guys. And of course, last but not least, make sure you're following us on YouTube, where this is posted in full at Her Healing Lounge.
All right. See you next time.
Peace, y'all.